Another quarterback. Now he's in the same draft class with Eli and Philip Rivers. That's Big Ben. He's been with the Steelers for 18 years, been to 3 Super Bowls, won two. And he's made 6 Pro Bowls. Based on his on the field accomplishments, there's a no brainer. He's a Hall of Famer. Not a first ballot, but if you want to say second or third, okay. Ben, unlike most of these quarterbacks, has had off the field issues. We already know. I'm not going to get into all the details. You can read them and look for them yourself. It's going to be interesting to see how he will be evaluated. Do I still believe he will be in? Yes, because it's Pittsburgh, and we all know how it is down there in Pittsburgh. And that's a cornerstone franchise, football city, die hard. And Ben, since the off the field issues, we haven't heard anything. So he has cleaned up, rehabilitated his image. I believe he will be in regardless. But I also think if this were T.O., I don't think that T.O. probably wouldn't have a chance of being in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. But Champ, what says you?
When you're a quarterback and you win 2 Super Bowls, especially for a flagship franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're automatically going to be considered for the Hall of Fame. Not to mention you won with 2 different head coaches. You won under Bill Cowher, one of the youngest one, and he was the youngest player in NFL history, youngest quarterback in NFL history in order to win the Super Bowl, mind you. So he was the youngest quarterback to win the Super Bowl, and he won a second one with Mike Tomlin, excuse me, just years later. So you win 2 Super Bowls, make a few Pro Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to automatically put you up there for the Hall of Fame. And I'm pretty sure, considering because the incident that you're talking about happened in my backyard, up in Milledgeville, Georgia. So I know exactly. I'm well aware of the incident that you're speaking of.
Yes.
So, but unlike a lot of other players, and I won't even pull the R card in there, if you get what I'm trying to say. If this was any other player outside of the quarterback position, quarterback, would it be mentioned a lot? I think it would be. Because if you've heard a lot of players who were not quarterbacks, and when the quarterback gets in trouble, it's pretty much swept under the rug pretty quickly, as you don't hear about it too much anymore. But any other player that gets in trouble or any type of problems with the law, you hear about it a lot more. And like you stated, in T.O.'s case, never got in trouble with the law just because of his personality. They wanted to kind of, nail him to the cross on that one. But Big Ben, Hall of Famer, 2 Super Bowls, 6-time Pro Bowler, was the corner. And you got to think about this too. And I'm going to end it on this note. Pittsburgh, from the time that Perry Bradshaw retired, all the way up to the time where Big Ben was drafted, they didn't have a quarterback.
They did.
No, you think about it. The reason, and one could argue, as great of a coach as Bill Cowher was, without Ben Roethlisberger, he doesn't have a Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 30, lost. He had never, leading up to Ben Roethlisberger, Bill Cowher had never even won a road playoff game.
Hmm.
Think about that for a second. Bill Cowher's in the Hall of Fame.
He is.
So you have to take all of that into consideration. And you can't write the history of the NFL without Bill Cowher, because he was the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers for all those years.
Right. Kenny, I think we lost them. Oh, go ahead,
Sorry.
Kenny.
What you say? I'm sorry.
Should Ben Roethlisberger be a Hall of Famer?
You gotta come back to me on that. I gotta think about that.
All right.
Yeah, yes, he is. I mean, what Champ said. What, two Super Bowls, 6 Pro Bowls? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So I'll say he's a Hall of Famer. I would say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer though.
Right. I think he will get in, but like I said, and you agree with me, Champ, the off the field issues I'm referring to, the one in Milledgeville, Georgia, that led to
Mm-hmm.
his suspension in 2010. We know about that.
Yeah.
But I believe he will get in because You win 2 Super Bowls in a cornerstone franchise like Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh. It's die-hard football city, Steeler Nation. I get that. And you also brought up a great point with Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. He won a Super Bowl with 2 different head coaches. Not an easy thing to do.